Hello and welcome to Team Bryn's YouTube pages. I, Eric the Cyborg, returning again for another profile that I haven't done in very long times. This is one for Digimon, obviously. So this is going to be the newly made or newly brought Millenniumon deck. For those who don't remember, Millenniumon did have a card before this support came out. It was like back in like 1.0, which is like BT2, stuff like that. But that one was like kind of like, I mean, for the time it came out, it was busted. But with the newer version they made for it, with the release of Special Booster 2.0. Being the combination of BT18 and BT19, or at least half of BT19, they went with a new strategy, obviously focusing on its DNA being a level 5 and a level 6, which would be the first of its kind in the card game. And then later on they make more, but that's besides the point right now. Anyway, let's get onto the actual profile itself. So obviously the main egg you're wanting to use is the BT19 Pagumon. You could also use any other Pagumon if you wish. You could use the Star Deck 8, I think, is the one that mills on top 2 or something like that.
Star Deck 6.
Star Deck 6. You do the Star Deck 6. You could use the Black Pagumon. I don't know why you would use the Black Pagumon, but anyway, this is probably the best Pokemon you want to use in the deck for its inheritable effect. On deletion, if it's deleted by non-battle means, so basically it has to die through basic card effect or by having its DP reduced. It will recover one of your level 3 purple Digimons from your trash to your hand. So honestly, just run this Pokemon. It's your best one because it helps you recover back your rookies from trash, so that you're constantly just going to have them to play. Speaking of rookies, let's get on to the rookies. 4 of the BT18 Gazi and 4 of the BT19 Gizamon. So how they did this deck is that they had one half of it be in BT18 and the other half of it being in BT19. Why they couldn't just put it all in one set, I don't know. So anyway, Gazimon, he is your searcher. On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add one with the composite trait and one with the Wicked God trait to your hand, and then bomb deck the rest of the cards. So you can obviously get a double hit off of this. Just know that base Millenniumon himself is just composite. He is not a Wicked God for some freaking reason. So if you happen to reveal something like base Millenniumon and like Deltamon, since they're both composites, you can only add one of them. Gizamon is your draw outlet by on play trashing 1 card in your hand to draw 2 cards. Also, they evo from a Pokemon for 0. Normally, they evo from a purple, and then Gazi from red, Giza from black for 1. Inheritables, Gazi gives retaliation, Giza gives blocker. The inheritables aren't going to matter that much in the deck, since given on how you're going to be DNAing. They might matter, they might not. For your small bodies, they're great to have. If you're going to be like swinging it and like setting up small bodies, they're great to have. The other rookie I'm running in this deck is the... Gotta recheck which set it's in because it's been long.
BT15.
The BT15 Gazimon. This doesn't do anything on the board. It is a vanilla on the board, but its inheritable is on deletion, gain of memory. Since you are going to be constantly deleting your stuff for additional effects, having the memory gain off of this inheritable is absolutely perfect. And then, of course, with the Pokemon, you can recycle all these rookies back to your hand as long as the body itself was deleted through non-battle means. So that is the rookies. Obviously, just 10 rookies, being the 4-4-2 ratio. On to the champions. 4 of the BT18 Deltamon. 3 of the BT19 Deltamon. And 2 of the promo Deltamon. So, all these Deltamons, besides the promo, evolve on top of a Gazimon or a Gizamon for 2. Or obviously normally from 3 for their respective color sources. BT18, use a Deltamon. On play when Digivolve, trash 1 card with the composite trait in your hand. You salvage 1 card with the composite and or Wicked God trait from your trash to your hand. This also includes the option card, which I'll go on to later on. And then BT19 Deltamon being used in a bunch of various other decks because he is a answer to most floodgates. On play, when Digivolve on deletion, trash a card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Absolutely perfect. The promo Deltamon is a very old boy. He's been out for a very long time. He's the only one in your deck that doesn't evolve from Gazi or Delta specifically because he was before that time. So obviously you can't use the 15 Gazimon to go into him because he needs black or red, which are your other 2 Gazi and Gizas. His effect is your turn when he would Digivolve into a Digimon with the composite trait, which are basically all your 5s. You reduce the evolution cost by 2. So instead of paying a very hefty cost for your Chimeramons, you're only going to pay 1. Inheritables. BT18 Delta gives Retaliation, same as the Gazi. BT19 Delta gives Blocker, same as the Giza. The promo Deltamon's Inheritable doesn't really matter as much because you're never going to usually swing that much. But if you do, when attacking, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3k or less DP. Yes. Again, you're never going to normally get that off. For each color, when attacking, delete one of your opponent's 3k or less Digimon. Given this deck has multiple colors, you're going to at least pop 3. But again, that's rarely ever going to happen. There will be an update later on once 2.5 comes out, because for some reason, they don't want to give us the new Shadramon, which helps both Twilight and this deck. But I mean, anyway, onto the 5s. Obviously, the 4s. The 4s are a count of 9, which is very weird. But for me, it's been working out pretty well. For the 5s, I'm running 2 of the BT18 Chimeramon, the best one. And then 2 of the BT19 Chimeramon, sort of okay, but not as good as the BT18 one. Obviously, they have a secondary Evo cost from a Deltamon for a cost of 3. Or normally from 4 from red or purple. 18 Chimera is when Digivolving. Delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. It's on deletion effect. Bandai, can you please add some few words to your card text, please? So its on deletion reads as follows. One of your Machinedramon and one of your Chimeramon in the trash may DNA Digivolve into a Millenniumon in your hand. Based on how that is worded, it sounds like that you can use both sources from the trash. However, that is not the case. You must have the first body out on the board, while the other one is from your trash. So it should be one of your Machinedramon in the battle area, and one Chimeramon in your trash may DNA Digivolve into Millenniumon in your hand. But who can English nowadays? And then heritable of him, Sec +1. Just no bars, no restrictions, just Sec +1. Security +1. Let's go. 19 Chimera, however, is on play when Digivolve. By deleting one of your Digimon, you may delete one of your opponent's level 3, level 4, and level 5 Digimon. It is a triple popper for popping one of your guys. It's pretty good. Its on deletion, however, is not the same as the 18 Chimera, because this one, on deletion, by deleting one of your other Digimon, you may play one Machinedramon from your trash. It doesn't DNA, doesn't do that. That's why you have this one being your most copies. This one you could do 1 or 2. Maybe 3 if you want to. I don't recommend it. I think 2 is perfectly fine. Also, with this Chimeramon, you can Digicross it. Why? Yeah, you can Digicross it using composite trait Digimon from your, I think like max 3 composites from your hand for -1 for each one. But again, you're never going to really do that unless you really have to. And then same inheritable as the 18 Chimera, security +1. You're always just going to use this to put in your trash to use as DNA material for your Millenniumon. Or of course, if your opponent gives you a 3, 4, and 5 on the board to pop, you could just drop this or Evo into it, pop one of your bodies, and then just clear out 3 bodies. Yes, you're also seeing that this is only 6 count level 5s. Also a very weird number ratio for this deck. Again, you will see why. So onto the 6s. My boy Machinedramon from BT18 at 4 copies. And one of the BT19 Machinedramon. Obviously, same aspect as the Chimeramon. 18 is the best one, 19 not so well. Machinedramon has a alternate play condition to where you delete one of your composite trait Digimon to reduce its play cost by 4. So if you want to play it down for 7, sure, that's perfectly fine. Then it's on play. Oh, it also evos on top of Chimera for 3. On play when Digivolve. Devolve one of everything of your opponent's Digimon. Your opponent has a whole order of aces. Devolve them all and gain a shit ton of memory. This Machinedramon has the same on deletion effect as the BT18 Chimeramon. It is also worded the same way as the BT18 Chimeramon. So again, same instance as Chimeramon. This is deleted. You must have Chimeramon on your field in order to use its DNA effect. And then its inheritable is that during your opponent's turn once per turn, when your opponent declares an attack, you may redirect the attack to any of your Digimon with the composite and/or Wicked God trait. It doesn't have to be the one in the source itself. It could be any one of you have on the board. 19 Machinedramon, however, is a on play when Digivolve. Delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Is also on deletion. You may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card with the cyborg or composite trait from your trash without paying the cost. So this Machinedramon also works in normal Machinedramon because it plays cyborgs. And then it also has Digicross requirements, which work for composite and or cyborgs, which is a max number of 5. Of any combination of those sorts, and it's -1 for each one. And then same inheritable as the BT18 Machinedramon. It's a attack redirect to any of your composite and or Wicked God trait. You can run this in normal Machinedramon. I don't recommend it because you're not going to be able to get the inheritable used at all for it. But I mean, it's still a Machinedramon body that you can just Digicross into. So maybe you could do a one tech of it. I might. I don't know yet. But again, you're not going to get the inheritable of it to actually work because none of the Chaos Dramons are composite and or Wicked God trait. And these are 5 level 6s. 5 level 6s seem like a standard count for most decks. So, obviously, seeing the very low count of 5s and 6s on a normal basis, you're probably wondering, what else does he have in there? Obviously, this is a Millenniumon deck, so we must show what Millenniumon is. Millenniumon is a
paid in the ass.
Thank you, Mr. Felver, for your brilliant commentary.
Andrew, cut that out. I had to throw that in there.
So, obviously, the boy himself, Millenniumon, 4 copies of him, and 3 copies of his chrysalis form, Moon Millenniumon. I'm only showing these off right now because there is one more form for Millenniumon, but he deserves his own spot. So, base Millenniumon, he's a really big boy. He's a level 7 with 14k DP, play cost 14. 9 times out of 10 going to DNA Digivolve him. 1 times out of 10 Digicross him. Maybe you might do the 0.5% to hard Evo into him. I doubt it. If it comes up, you can. He is a DNA Digivolve of Chimeramon and Machinedramon for 0. Like every other DNA Digivolve in this card game. Or 1, I don't know. I've never actually just hard DNA'd into him before. On play, when Digivolve. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon. That sounds simple enough, don't you think? But if you DNA Digivolve with them, look at your opponent's trash. Of 1 copy of every level in their trash to the top of their deck, and then for every card placed, you gain 1 memory. So he literally screws up a lot of decks that revolve around the graveyard, around the trash. So if your opponent has a bunch of setup in the trash, you put back whatever they have in there, and you top deck the cards in the order that you choose them to be. So you can really stack your opponent's top cards to be absolute garbage. Mind you, it's only Digimon that goes to the deck, so it cannot return Digi-Eggs because they are not Digimon. And then its on deletion is that you can bottom deck one of your Machinedramon and Chimeramons in your trash to play them out for free. So let me get this straight. I can DNA into him. Trigger its on play it's when Digivolve to pop a card on the board and then stack my opponent's deck. If they have it to kill Millenniumon, I can just bottom deck the sources that he just had in him to play it back out to pop another card. Goddamn! And then, of course, you can Digicross him using, obviously, Machinedramon and Chimeramon for a reduced cost of 2 from each one. So you can hard drop him for 10 if you want to. You can literally go turn 1 Millenniumon if you wanted to. I don't recommend it, but you could. Anyway, onto his crystallized form, because I also did notice this from what one of our friends Gary pointed out. The artwork is the same artwork in the back, but the Moon Millenniumon is literally bursting out of that artwork. That was brought to my attention by our friend Garion, which is a really fucking cool choice design. He's a 15 cost, 15k Digimon with the Evo cost of 5. You're rarely ever going to do that unless you have to. He can also Digivolve on top of normal Millenniumon for 2. Obviously, being a form of Millenniumon, it can evolve on top of normal Millenniumon for a certain small cost. Unless you're losing them on X, where you have to do it for a high cost. Which also makes sense. But also does it at the same time. Anyway. Moon Millenniumon is a on-play when Digivolve. Your opponent trashes cards from their hand until they have 5 left. For every 2 cards trashed, delete one of your opponent's tamers. So if you are facing anything of like, let's say hybrid. Yeah, basically hybrid, I don't want to say that. And your opponent has like, I don't know, like 10 cards in hand. You drop your Moon, they trash 5, you pop 2 tamers. You say, screw your tamers. Moon Millenniumon has 2 separate all turns effects. His first one is if he would be deleted by any means. I can delete one of my other Digimon to prevent its deletion. So it can save himself from being deleted.
Even better is leave battle area.
Or leave battle area. That's way even better. So if you try to do bottom deck him, nope. Kill my body, save him. Bounce him, nope. Chaos degradate him, nope. His second alters effect is a once per turn, obviously, because if it wasn't, it'd be dumb.
Arguably, the protection is already dumb.
Which is also not once per turn, by the way. But this one is. All turns once per turn. When a Digimon or Tamer is deleted, trash top card of your opponent's security. That's any Digimon and or Tamer. Whether it be from your field or your opponent's field. As long as it's deleted, it says, hey, trash top, sir. So that is the ratios of the boys. I've seen lists that run 3 of him, 2 of him. I understand why, because they have like the other spaces filled up with like more 4s and 5s. But I feel like this. Obviously, you should run for this guy because he is your main guy. Yeah, there's no question about that. You should run for this no matter what. So, onto his final form, once he evolves on top of the moon. I obviously haven't gotten the alt arts for these because no one had them. 2 copies of Z Millenniumon. This guy can evo on top of a Moon Millenniumon for 2. He's also 1616. He has the ability of Overclock. For those who don't know what Overclock is, it can attack without suspending by deleting a Digimon of a specific trait, in his case, composite, or a token. So you delete a composite trait Digimon on your board or a token that is on your board to have him attack without suspending. That ability makes more sense why he has that when I tell you his other effects. So he has on play, when Digivolve, when attacking. Place 1 card from your opponent's trash to the top of the deck to bottom deck one of their Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So this guy literally just says, you have something on the board that threatens Ace. I'm going to swing and say no to that. Oh, you have a blocker? Swing and say no to that. You have anything on the board that stops me, say no to that. It also not being once per turn as well. His all turns effect, however, makes the reason to where he has the overclock ability. All turns, as long as he has no Digivolution cards on him, he cannot suspend, and he's unaffected by all effects. So if you get him out without having any sources, he cannot suspend. Hence why he cannot attack for that reason, which is why he has the ability of Overclock to make him attack, or to give him the ability to attack. On top of also having protection from literally everything. But also, again, this is not the big main guy you want to go into all the time. If you have him, if you can go into him, perfect. Go into him. But it's not every game you're going to have him come out. So that is all the Digimon. Onto the Tamers. Only running 4 Tamers for me right now. 4 analog boys. Some lists are running the Millenniumon from BT19. I'm currently not doing that right now because I'm waiting on the BT19 Shademon for that. Because the BT19 Shademon makes it easier to get your Nenes out faster. Except for just having to hopefully draw into it or just open it. I'm going to go a little quick for this one. Analog Youth. On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Choose 1 Digimon from among them, trash the rest. All turns, when any of your level 5 or higher Digimon with sources is deleted, you may suspend this Digimon to gain... Suspend this Tamer. I said Digimon for some reason. Suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory and to hatch an egg. Again, also with this deck, you can keep turn, hatch an egg. Basically, it helps to keep turn to hatch an egg and progress your turn further on. Security effect, play it from security. Unless it's trashed or your opponent has stuff that says no security effects can trigger off. That is the only tamer I have for right now. Obviously, when the Shademon comes out, I'll have the Millenniumon, which will be a further update, and yada yada yada. Option cards. The big main option is I'm running 3 copies of The Wicked God Descends. This is a delay option, obviously, but its main effect is that you can play one of your composite trait Digimon from your trash for a reduced cost of 4. So you use this to play out the BT18 Millenniumon from your trash. It'll be reduced by 4, which will be a cost of 8. On top of, you can also use the Millenniumon's ability to delete one of your Digimon to reduce its play cost even more, making it reduced cost of 8. So you're just playing Millenniumon for 3 more cost. And then it's delay effect. When any of your Digimon with Millenniumon in name would leave the battle area, you may delay this option card to play a Millenniumon from a Digimon with Millenniumon in name from your trash with a play cost of 1 higher than of the card that is being set deleted, which is why all the Millenniumons have a ascending play cost number of 14, 15, and 16. You get rid of the normal Millenniumon, use this delay, play Moon. Moon being deleted, use this, play Zed. So it basically just makes it to where, oh, you killed normal Millennium, here's Moon. You killed the Moon, here's Zed. Have fun with it. And then the last generic option cards are 2 Missed Memory Boosts and 2 Wisdom Trainings. Obviously, this is more searching searching and trash set up by building top 2 and draw 1, and then delay for 2 memory. Main reveal top 2, add any purple card reveal to your hand, bottom at the other one, and then delay. Your next evil cost is reduced by 2. Simple enough as that. So yeah, that is my current build for Millenniumon until the next update for it will be in 2.5, which is going to be in February. Around there. Yeah, February. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell for notifications for more future content. And hope to see you all next time around. Peace.